But yeah, so we just wanted to talk about what we loved about the show in general. So I guess from my side, I think some of the earliest things that I can remember with How I Met Your Mother was well the first episode itself, right? Like had the most iconic thing that stayed throughout the show was just stealing that blue French horn, and how Robin really, 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 really took Ted's interest in that time, and just like she's always been that constant for him throughout the show. And for whatever reason, like he couldn't ever just leave her alone no matter what. And that, I think, that blue French horn really, really kind of represents that in a way as well, that she stole his heart while he stole the blue French horn for her, which was I don't know, it was such a cool moment in general, because it seems so random. Like,
Yeah,
why a blue French horn? Why this restaurant? Why just that? And I don't know. I think it represented a lot more than just I guess a for love at first sight kind of thing. Rather than that, it was just genuinely like he found someone he couldn't ever leave in that
yeah,
moment.
that I think that's big, man. I mean, I just it's sort of symbolic because it represents the kind of feelings. Like
Yeah.
how deeply would you have to feel for somebody to just diss all consequences and just go do what they really want? And even if, I mean, even if that involves like a offense, or even that involves getting the risk of getting arrested, I mean, I think that's big. And I know that we really have to rack our brains extremely hard to come up with the name of the person who we would do that for. But dude, that's just, I think it's so symbolic and so iconic. I think, like you rightly said, the blue French horn is probably like one of those top three objects in the series that really defines this. I mean, like if any How I Met Your Mother fan sees a blue French horn anywhere in the world, I
Mhm.
think the first recall would be How I Met Your Mother, and I think that's just crazy because I think somewhere later on they go back to the restaurant too, right? And
That's
he's
around. I think they not that they go back. He goes back at the end, like the final episode,
yeah, and
where
he
he steals it again.
correct after he speaks to his
His
children and they're like,
Yeah,
Dad, go get Aunt Robin, and I'm like, oh my God, this is finally happening. Like
yeah.
that was
I mean,
crazy.
honestly, also Robin was one of my crushes for sure. Like Kobe Smulders, my God, like,
Ooh.
geez,
And now you got
those
to
were
see
some
her
fun
all
times.
up in the Avengers, like all suited up in like
I mean, with the Avengers, it changed. Many things changed by then, right?
yeah.
It was really awesome to see her in 2012. Like, she was in the Avengers when How I Met Your Mother was also going on, and when you suddenly saw, like, oh my God, Robin is in the Avengers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was like the best thing. Like Agent Maria Hill of all things. Like,
I
oh
think
yeah.
I don't know about the others, but I think she made it to like big stream, big time cinema. I don't know what
I
happened
mean,
with Ted,
Marshall
but
does a lot
he
of stuff.
yeah, Marshall, I think he was in this movie called Forgetting Sarah Marshall as well, right? Like
Yeah, he what I'm
it
forgetting
had
his real
Russell
name.
Brand in
Jason
it.
Segel.
And,
Jason
yeah.
Segel. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
it.
know what? Which was the biggest brain fart moments of mine throughout
Mhm.
watching the show. I always thought that it's actually Ted Mosby who's the narrator, like in real life as well. I didn't know that the narrator is actually somebody else completely. And I was like, damn, like that's such a gutsy thing to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I'm sure if the voices are different, people would have immediately had a disconnect, but that didn't happen in this case. Everybody almost all seamlessly believed that okay, well, Ted's the
I guess
narrator.
they wanted to do the thing of like, oh, he's older, so he has that
Yeah,
grittier voice.
that kind of
But
vibe.
at that time, we didn't really think about it. But
Even.
I realized that, like, I think really late into the series, that, oh wait,
Correct.
narrator is someone else. And I think apparently it turned out to be the guy who's done a really old show that was really famous. I'm forgetting now. I don't
Okay.
know why I mentioned it, but it's just like he's also a very famous dude, the narrator. Like, I'm forgetting his real name, but he used to do this show that used to come on TV, and it was also about like three kids living their life and become going into their teens and becoming, like, like older together, growing up, and how they develop feelings and all that. But yeah, so I think I'm forgetting the name right now, but if it comes to me, I'll get back to you about it.
Sure.
But yeah, so the narrator was someone else, and I think the first season was also the time where like nothing good happens after 2 a.m. thing came up, right?
Oh my God. I think that for any and every millennial growing up or for any teenager, I think that is good advice. I think that says that it's his mom, right, who tells him nothing good comes
Yeah,
after 2
yeah.
a.m. And I think that's the time when he cheats on Victoria. Like I don't know if you would call that cheating because like the timing is very very immaculate. But yeah, he sort of. Oh no, he doesn't get to because Robin finds out. Yeah, because
uh,
Victoria calls.
yeah. Like so
Oh.
basically like it doesn't end well in any way because Robin
It was
doesn't know that he still has a relationship with Victoria, even though it's a long distance thing, and they both kind of end up cheating at the same. I don't know if Victoria cheated on him at the time or not,
Klaus, that
but
German.
yeah, with the German dude Klaus, yeah.
Can you
But
can you imagine that Victoria actually shows up on her own wedding day at McLaren's and Ted's like, why are you wearing a wedding dress?
that
Like,
that was amazing. Like in general, Victoria's story
all
also
just
was
that
quite fun.
timing. I know, right? You know what? I really, really rooted for Victoria, man. She was such a sweetheart. Like,
Oh yeah, dude. She was.
wasn't
I think
she
she was such a nice character in general.
such a sweetheart? I think
Yeah,
from
yeah,
all
yeah.
the women he dated, like I think Victoria was my favorite man. And also that the other girl who what's that episode on the window? Like, the girl who's so perfect that she's never been single for more than a few.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
The perfect like
yeah,
girl
the
next door,
window.
wala girl,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah, but he
normally
doesn't
that
end up. He doesn't end up being with her, na, in general,
Yeah, he
because
tries to, but
yeah,
then
yeah,
he
yeah.
has to go to class and then he leaves her with Barney.
He misses his window at the
He
time. Yeah.
misses his window. Like, dude, that episode's so cool, right? Like, it begins so randomly, and then this lady calls up Ted and she's like, the window is open. And I'm like,
Oh,
what is.
dude, yeah.
I think that episode and the other episode when you have this guy with binoculars looking at Barney walking out every day at a particular time and smiling. And his wife is like, I am leaving you. This is too much. And he's like, why does he smile? It's driving me crazy.
It's like the stupidest, like smallest moments every time.
Turns out Barney's just coming out of like
Yeah,
fast wind. And I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
whoa, wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, that
it was
episode was
just too fun, bro. Oh my
so
god.
much
I think
fun.
that
So
was
much
so
fun.
funny. That was so funny. But yeah, man, like nothing good
Really
happens
exciting.
after 2 a.m. was like the one of those things that I took like seriously for a while as well. I was such a dork in life that I was like, yeah, I should sleep before 2. Which is not the case anymore because my sleeping schedule is not a thing.
Yeah,
It's not
I
a
heard
thing.
you're like sleeping at like 5, 6 in the morning these days, and then
Yeah, man. Like I think at times I'm sleeping at 7 in the morning. I'll get up at 1, and it's just not fun, man. I don't know. I don't. I mean, it is fun and not fun at the same
yeah,
time.
like the day feels so much more shorter.
Yeah, yeah. But today was a good day. I ended up like sleeping at 2:30,
Nice.
and I woke up at 9:30. So I'm just like, it feels so nice to wake up early. My God. Um, but yeah,
So
like
I
I guess.
also want to talk about this really so all throughout college when I was watching How I Met Your Mother,
Hmm,
I had this I love this utopian idea, okay, of having such great friends. And I mean, to
hmm,
be very honest, I've at least back then I had friends that weren't really interested in like something serious. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not like we were dating or anything, but you can gauge interest levels of friends, right? Like some people just want to hang out, some people just want to smoke with you, and some people just want to go to the clubs. But not everyone's out there when you sort of need them to be with you during a tough time, or you need to make that 4 a.m. call, or nobody will really, not a lot of people will
yeah,
come out of their house at like an odd hour just to be with you. So
right.
when I watched How I Met Your Mother, I mean, it made me so hopeful that probably one day I would end up with like friends like these. Like just imagine like staying in the apartment with your best friend and his girlfriend. Your other two friends don't stay.
And his girlfriend was supposed to be added there for some reason. Like you want to be the third wheel.
Yeah, you have a third and you don't even know, right? Uh, your other two friends don't stay too far away, and like
Yeah.
get this, you meet at a bar which is below your house every night. Like, oh my god, and you are in New York. Like fuck Bombay. Like Bombay is just the pretentious New York. Like you're just like growing into the
Why,
shoes of New
why,
York. But
why,
you
why are
know,
you dissing Bombay?
no, I'm just saying, I'm just
Bro,
trying to tell you that New York is up there. Like for a lot of people, including me, I've never even been to New York, but like when you look at the way shows and movies have portrayed New York in Times Square, you're like, oh my God, this is just so much wow. So like just imagine you have these school friends and you're staying in New York and there's a bar below your house and you all meet every day. And what I wouldn't give to have that life. Like I think it made
yeah,
that
that's
life
true. That's
very
true.
aspirational for so many people.
I agree because I think just the fact about like living with your friends and
Yeah,
living like you're able to just do anything, live life, whatever
anything.
you want to do, and it's not easy, but by God, does it seem amazing to do that? And I don't know. I think I agree with the fact that I would love to have that kind of a life in some way in
Yeah.
general because it would be so much fun. It would be so much such an adventure to just be with your friends and go to a bar every night, have experiences with
Uh-huh.
them, do road trips like they did, like Marshall and Ted going to like Chicago and stuff to eat that pizza, the cheese pizza, deep dish Chicago pizza that they really loved, and listening to music in his car. That one song that used to keep playing.
The Fiero, yeah.
Yeah, the Fiero,
I
man,
will
like
walk 100.
500 miles and that was such a fun song. It was just it just seems like such a fun time, and I think that's what the show was, right? Just like that feeling of friendship and just a nice group of people to just watch, man. And I think that's what we all wanted as well.
Yeah, like
To
so simple. No drama, no
I mean, there was
politics.
drama. There was
Yes.
drama we just spoke about like the 2 a.m. thing where he lied to Robin about him being not being in a relationship with
Yeah, I mean,
Victoria
but
anymore.
like not the kind of drama you have like real life. Like you know that we
Yeah.
go on a date. Like of course it's a show. They can't make it depressing. Like they
Yeah.
can't make a show about, oh my God, it's quarantine and people are sitting home and they have nothing to do. Like no one would watch that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I get what you're saying. That there is just the right amount of drama to not make it
hmm
seem unrealistic.
hmm No, but I think yeah, honestly, there are so many moments throughout the show, especially like we said, the Fiero was there, the Liberty Bell incident, if you
Oh
remember
God,
that,
licking the Liberty Bell. I
licking
think
the
that's
Liberty Bell.
that's one of the first 5 episodes or something, right? It's
No, I think that's in season two, if I'm not wrong. That
oh
I
okay,
think might be in season two.
okay, fair.
Um, I'm not completely sure. But yeah, so in season two, basically they go to Philadelphia. Was it Philadelphia?
They go to the airport and they pretend to be European businessmen who are here for
Yeah,
work. Oh God,
yeah.
and the security gets really paranoid of the Barney's bag and they open it. It's just filled with condoms and they're like, what? What?
Just one, and Ted is like, yeah, he is that kind of person. Like, let it be.
Like they buy plane tickets for these two women and then they realize both of them are dating and they're like,
Yeah.
And oh yeah, and Marshall's studying for his test and he keeps doing U-turns on the highway. He's like, I'm coming, I'm coming. Oh no, I have to go back now. No, okay,
Yeah.
I'll come. And then
Yeah,
eventually,
honestly, I think that was one of the funniest episodes to watch because even though they found like that a really hot cop who took
yeah,
them
and then the
to her
party
home.
turned out to be just the opposite
Yeah,
of happening. Like it's just
yeah,
like
yeah,
sitting on their mom's couch and
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
that was hilarious, man. And then they somehow they end up going to the Liberty Bell and actually licking it, or rather, that's what the story is. And
yeah.
I think that was such an amazing thing to just think about, like, oh, these two docs
Hmm.
somehow ended up going to Philly, getting caught, taken to the security, taken to one of the girls' homes, and then ended up licking a Liberty Bell. My God, like
And
how?
I think that's when you get one of those. I mean, of course, it's a show and there's it's entertainment, but